Hey, what's up everyone? Tommy Walker with Conversion XL here, and we're doing another round of website reviews. Today we're going to be looking at user-friendly design and conversion optimized design. And when I talk about user-friendly design, specifically I'm asking, is the typography readable? Is it easy for me to understand where certain elements are? And are the actions that I'm supposed to be taking, are they clear through the design of the site? The first site that we have here is cheaprecipeblog.com. We don't normally do blogs, but I figured I'd make the exception in this case because I kind of like what you're doing here. My first impression is that this site is pretty nice. It's easy on the eyes. You've got a big, bold image for your first blog post, and there's lots of personality here. The images that you use are absolutely stunning, and you've got that down pat. However, the navigation at the very, very top of the page was a little confusing. I would expect it to be somewhere around here to make my experience a little bit more natural. This about box on the side doesn't lead me to an about page. It's not clickable. And I wonder if this would actually be better real estate for a call to action for an email list. Something like 10 recipes this week to get you started, or recipes, meal plans for a month or a year. That's up to you. You already have the blog and you have the content. Find ways to curate old content to help people have this stuff automatically pushed to them. It's going to be immensely valuable for somebody who is trying to cook good meals on a budget, and this could be a really good real estate for that. With these social media icons, they're pretty, but do they actually lead to more followers? If that's not the case, and you're not getting more followers because people are clicking on these links, get rid of them. You don't need them. And the name of your blog says what you do really well. Cheap recipe blog. It doesn't get more simple than that. But the tiny font size underneath doesn't really drive the message home. I would consider changing the font size to be a little bit bigger, a little bit clearer and more understandable. Perhaps put it into that right sidebar area, or somewhere where it's just a little bit easier to see. Cooking cheaply, eating well, that's really great. But if I can't see it, it's not super apparent to me on the first visit, I'm just going to skip over it. I'm not going to see it. Is this necessary over here on the side, the follow me on blog lovin'? If it is not, if it's taking people off site and not into a deeper blog post or signing up to your email list, I would suggest that you don't need it. I would probably get rid of it for better real estate for the email sign up. And I would recommend changing your search option to be something more specific and food related. Maybe find tonight's dinner for under $10. This is going to help drive people further into your site and become more familiar with what you do much more quickly. If you've got really good information architecture going on here, people should be able to find the best recipes right away. And you might even, have a sample search going on in there. So like e.g. chicken dishes, right? Give people something really easy to understand right away, so they can use the site much better than they would if they were just trying to figure this out on their own. Relatively speaking, this headline feels small and overshadowed by the rest of the visual elements on the page. And for some reason, the difference between the sans serif font for your headline and the serif font in your image feels a little weird. I took the liberty to change your source code and bump that up to bump your H2 up to 45 and turn it into a serif font, in this case Baskerville, but that doesn't have to be it. That's just the first one I could think of. By doing so, I feel like it brings a little bit more balance to the visual hierarchy and makes it clear that this is a blog post that is clickable. It doesn't become overshadowed by the images that are on the page, and it becomes a little bit clearer that I can click on this. Similarly, if you look at the bottom here, you have very small body copy. To be exact, it's 13 pixels. I did bump that up to be 16 pixels because it makes the whole thing much easier to read. Your users, I imagine, are going to be doing a lot of either squinting, or not squinting, but looking at this from their phones or have a lot of busyness going on around them. If you make it difficult to read, they're not going to read it. So by changing the font size to 16 pixels, it makes it a little bit easier to read from a further distance. And you might even experiment with bumping it up a little bit higher. That's up to you. My recommendations would be to move the elements around the page to live in more intuitive places. So your navigation, your email sign up, your search, move those to be a little bit more intuitive places. Consider adjusting your font sizes to make it readable across more screens. And look at using web font services like Typekit or Font Deck to allow the characteristics of your site to be reflected through the typography. There's a lot of personality in your design already, and I think that could be enhanced even further by using type that reflects that personality a little bit more. And if you would like, check out these articles that we have on the site to get more deeper reading on that. Okay, so next up we've got the Murray Group. This is my friend Ryan Hanley's site, his insurance company site to be specific. And my overall impression of this is that it doesn't really do much for me. It feels like an insurance agency site. There's not a lot of personality here. Where it is a local insurance company, I feel like I should have a little bit more of a local vibe to it. And I should get more kind of benefit from this design. There's not much here that tells me what I'm looking for, or tells me why I should be going deeper into the site. So let's get specific. So first of all, your headline here: insurance and financial services. Okay, what does that do for me? I have no idea. I'm on an insurance site, but I don't know why I need insurance. There's nothing that tells me what I'm being protected against. There's nothing that tells me about what kind of financial services you offer in this headline. Look at our value propositions article to really get a better understanding of what I'm going to be looking for as I look at the site. Also, automatic sliders kill conversions. You might not, if I go back to this for a second, you'll see that I actually caught the screen grab in the middle of a transition. This is pretty much what your users see. Automatic sliders have been proven time and time again to kill conversion rates because they're difficult to read. They switch, but they're not giving you a lot of information right off the bat, and it really is very, very similar to the banner blindness phenomenon, where you pretty much don't see advertising banners just because you've been trained to tune them out. Same thing goes for automatic sliders. On a similar note, cheesy stock photos that don't use real people decrease your credibility. You're a local agency, so use local people. Show me my dentist. Show me my contractor. Show me people that I might know who are in your client base, because that's going to help me trust you a little bit more and pick you over the other guy, including the big guys, the big insurance guys, who I would just be a number and not an actual face and name. On a similar note, I didn't roll over to my wife last night and say, "Honey, we need an insurance quote." I did, however, ask how we'd expect or handle an unexpected emergency. Tell me why I need insurance. You might lengthen your sales funnel out a little bit more by giving me this a resource that says, 10 reasons why insurance is necessary in case of, or how to protect yourself against a disaster, or something that's common amongst your different customer categories. This is going to help you, I think, improve the quality of your leads, but also improve the quantity of your leads that are coming in. Because a lot of people, I feel like the conversations I've had with just people I know based around insurance don't necessarily know the full extent of the benefits. And if you're going for just get a quote without giving any context behind that, you're only getting a very small section of people who will be coming to your site. Offer a resource and a lead magnet of some sort that tells me why I need insurance and the benefits of insurance, because without that, I'm just looking at it as extra money coming out of my check, and I don't necessarily know why I need it, I suppose. Also, make it a little bit more obvious what kinds of insurance you're offering by moving these icons down here, your products, to up here. Now, obviously, this demonstration isn't perfect, but you can see that just moving it here gives me a bit of a better visual cue as to what kinds of insurance you're offering off the bat. And furthermore, do any of these elements help you sell insurance? Probably not. And if that's the case, please remove them. So my recommendations would be start with making small adjustments like the ones I'm talking about here. Get rid of the automatic image slider. Offer a resource. But also show me things like testimonials, customer images, real stories for emotional resonance. You guys have a really great advantage being local, that you don't have to look like an insurance agency. You can look like the people that you actually are. Find ways to infuse personality into your site design. Show off your individual agents so I can get a sense of who I'm going to be working with. I don't get that from the big guys, and I'm probably not going to get that from your local competitors, which is going to, at least for a while, give you a huge competitive advantage, because I get to know who I'm going to be talking to straight from your site. And there's going to be no doubt as to why I should pick up the phone and call you. And again, offer a resource to explain the benefits of each insurance policy or each category of insurance that you offer. If you're already doing that, I don't see it on your homepage, so try to make that a little bit more visible shortly off the bat. And overall, I would actually recommend doing a full redesign, just because I think it's going to be much more beneficial for you in the future. My recommendations to read these articles, we have some great stuff on emotional design and why you should be investing in customer testimonials and how to use an autoresponder to really get people going, and become even more qualified than if you were to just try to get them on that first visit. And creating awesome lead magnets. That's all there too. You can click on any one of these. And that's pretty much it. That's all we've got. I would recommend, if you like these reviews, you can check out the previous one that we just did, Is Your Website Getting in the Way of Making More Sales?, where we talk about visual complexity and reducing the amount of static on the page. We also have a great interview series where I interview different influential people on things like product design and better conversion rates. And most recently, we just did an interview with Noah Kagan and Joel Harvey on getting more phone calls to your business. So that could actually be helpful for you guys over at Murray Group. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much. If you want to get 13 ways to increase your conversions right now, head on over to conversionxl.com and enter your email address there, and we'll send that to you right away. And if you like what we're doing here, please don't forget to subscribe for weekly reviews and interviews with industry experts. I'm Tommy Walker, and have a wonderful rest of your day.